Selection, training and recognition of student leaders. Now we have introduction. Leadership is a comprehensive term, the definition and interpretation of which differ from situation to situation. In this sense, it refers to the behavioral process of influencing individuals or groups towards set goals. Organization of physical education and sports program is a collective responsibility. A physical education teacher alone cannot fulfill the desired aim and objectives without active cooperation from the members of the staff and students' leaders. Some children have a natural inclination for leadership, others get activated during activity classes. It is difficult to be a leader unless one has initiative, courage, motivation, determination, and above all, healthy body and an exploring mind at the outset itself. Games and sports, as already pointed out, offer immense opportunities to the teachers to know strength and weakness of the students' personality and character and assess their potential for leadership. Student leadership serves several important purposes. In the first place, it reduces the lot of work on the physical educator or teacher who performs multifarious duties. The growth of the student leadership is consequently incidental and a sequel to concomitant learning. Second, the inadequate strength of the regular staffs and faculty members increases the necessity of student leadership in different settings. Third, in order that the students must learn to be responsible citizens, it is necessary to give them opportunities to manage their own affairs during their impressionable years. Fourth, while acting as leader, some students may develop their career. Finally, student leadership democratizes educational process and helps in achievement of the objective faster. Now we have selection of student leaders. It is impossible to predict with statistical precision whether or not would a child shape into a potential leader in some walk of life. All depends on individual environment interaction and innate dispositions. So, some of the methods which can be implemented for selecting student leaders are highlighted below. Number 1, at stage of primary school, the teacher himself should nominate student leaders for various positions in different situations, taking into account worthiness, skill, ability, health and physical attributes, courage, initiative, interest, aptitude, etc. of all students in each class or section. Number 2, there are several situations or positions where it would be worth to rotate leadership among deserving students. This will provide a broader outlook to student leadership at school stage and help groom greater number of children for manning more responsible position later in life. Number 3, educationists with democratic outlook prefer election rather than selection or nomination of leaders. The election approach may be superior in some respects, but it has, like other democratic procedure, several disqualifications such as undue groupism, party affiliation, split among students on caste or religious line, etc. Moreover, election system does not work well with lower primary school children who are too young to understand mechanics of election process and efficacy of leadership. Number 4, the elective approach is considered to be the best. In this approach, objective selection criteria based on qualities, qualifications, norms and standards are applied for assigning individuals to leadership positions. Now we have training of student leader. Training has been defined as the systematic development of the knowledge, skills and attitudes required by an individual to perform adequately a given task or job. Human resource development can be achieved through training, intervention and helping them to learn in order to bridge the performance gap, if any, and make them more proficient. In order to achieve its overall goal, performance improvement, training must lead to the enhancement of professional knowledge and skill both at individual and collective levels. It should also equip students to respond appropriately to emerging challenges. Training should also bring about appropriate changes in attitude and should strive for that unique synthesis between improvement of the individual's competencies and promotion of organizational objectives. To operate training in a systematic manner, it has to cover the following points. Now we have goal setting. Student leaders learn the power behind purpose, goal setting and expectation and how they impact our success. Again, time management skills. Student leaders learn to estimate the time required to complete a task, be assertive and negotiate time. Again, we have attitude to failure. Student leaders consider failure as an opportunity rather than an obstacle in their quest for a goal. Again, we have traits of a leader. Student leaders learn the character traits of a leader, the importance of courage, taking calculated risks. They also learn how persistence, resilience, and acceptance affect their performance in a positive way. Again, we have public speaking skills. Student leaders learn way to present their ideas in a confident, powerful, and convincing way. They practice the most effective public speaking techniques and gain tools to express them in a very assertive and efficient way. Again, we have creative leadership. Student leaders learn to appreciate their own uniqueness and consider options in a creative way. Now we have social skills. Student leaders learn the social skills of a leader and importance of developing these social skills in their leadership role. Again, we have communication skills. Student leaders learn the power of language in communication and relationships. They learn to give and receive a feedback in a productive and empowering way, and also given conversation tools to avoid conflict and enhance their group relationships. Now we have support structure. Student leaders understand the importance of their relationships with their families and how those relationships influence their leadership style and success. After this, we have recognition. Recognition is a way to make those who work besides feel valued and appreciated for their work. A leader makes others feel important by recognizing them and creating an environment that is supportive towards others' accomplishment. An effective leadership tool to encourage and motivate others to strive for superior performance. Things to avoid with recognition. The following points should be avoided when recognizing the student. They are: avoid singling out someone from a large group. Next, do not mention failures of others while recognizing another individual. Next, we have avoid the appearance of inconsistency by showing fairness. Next, we have do not give an award. Rewards should not be irrelevant or not important. Next, we have avoid impersonal rewards and recognitions. Lastly, we have avoid criticism or constructive feedback when recognizing someone. After this, we have practices of an effective leader. Some common practices of the student to be an effective leader are as follows. Number 1, pay attention to people using common courtesy. Number 2, listen to what the co-workers, peers, and staff members have to say. Number 3, use powerful, positive language in the interaction with others. Number 4, put praise in writing. Number 5, keep commitments to the colleagues, friends, and other team members. Lastly, we have give peers credit for their contributions. After this, we have another point, that is principles of leader. In science, principles are elements that compose a substance, especially ones that give some special quality or effect. In leadership, there are essential elements that makes it unique from other terms and practices. Understanding this principle is imperative to answering the call of leadership. Number 1, know yourself and seek self-improvement. In order to know yourself, students have to understand your be, know and do attributes. Seeking self-improvement means continually strengthening of their attributes. This can be accomplished through self-study, formal classes, reflection, and interacting with others. Number 2, be technically proficient. As a leader, one must know their job and have a solid familiarity with the staff's, colleagues, followers, and employees' tasks. Number 3, seek responsibility and take responsibility for actions. Search for ways to guide the organization to new heights. And when things go wrong, as they often tend to do sooner or later, do not blame others. Analyze the situation, take corrective actions, and move on to the next challenge. Number 4, make sound and timely decisions. Use good problem solving, decision making, and planning tools. Number 5, set the example. Be a good role model for the followers. They must not only hear what they are expected to do, but also see. We must become the change we want to see. Number 6, know human nature and looking out for their well-being. Know human nature and the importance of sincerely caring for the workers, staff, and colleagues. Number 7, keep the co-workers informed. Know how to communicate with not only them, but also seniors and other key people. Number 8, develop a sense of responsibility within the team. Help to develop good character traits that will help them carry out their professional responsibilities. Number 9, ensure that tasks are understood, supervised, and accomplished. Communication is the key to this responsibility. Now we are coming to the conclusion. Good leaders are made, not born. Leadership is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish an objective and directs the organization in a way that makes it more cohesive and coherent. As a leader, be humble but not timid. Be just firm enough to command the respect and loyalty of the colleagues. Great leaders encourage others to share their ideas and even disagree with them. It's much better to be respected than feared.